Pleasure to be here. What a day to start and kick off this AI forum at Abu Dhabi Finance Week. This topic is ubiquitous, pervasive. AI is everywhere, as evidenced by its selection as Collins Dictionary's Word of the Year. AI is redefining the future of sectors around the world, and finance obviously is no exception. Today, we come together to examine the state of commerce in the age of AI. One of my most favorite recent, I'm sure you're familiar with the book Stealing Fire. And one of my favorite quotes from the book is about Prometheus, who's actually at the center of the title, as you can imagine. Prometheus stole the fire from the gods and gave it to humans. And so it reminds me, this quote, Prometheus stole fire from the gods. We are each the heirs of that divine spark. Used wisely, the spark fuels one's journey and lights the way. Treated carelessly, the spark consumes its owner and everything in its path. So it's a bit fitting. These words have always fascinated me, and especially in the context of how they summarize humanity or what humanity has had to face with every breakthrough actually that has shaped our history, our lives, and our civilizations. The dilemma of potential versus risks. In every turning point in human history, if you think about it, we've had to deal with this dilemma. Whether it was discovering fire, whether it was the invention of printing, splitting the atom, mapping human genome, utilizing the internet, social networks, as you can all appreciate, and now developing artificial intelligence. It's always the question of potential versus risk. And I think we all know the answer to the question. There's no running away. We have consistently chosen progress over hesitation. Hasn't always been great outcomes, but I think overall we've done okay. Those who have embraced these disruptions have always emerged as winners because progress waits for no one. So where do we start? Not sure why you have an empty slide. I guess. AI will require new skills, and that being said, it's actually been around for decades. It has gone through various hype cycles. But why is it being named the most consequential technology of the year? This answer lies in today's rapid technological progress and maybe the convergence of a number of things together. Wealth of data, cloud computing, computational power, algorithmic innovation with large language models. They're all converging. And it's a convoluted network of neural models capable of creating human like text at high speed, at high scale. That is something that we're witnessing today. Content that provides conversational answers to questions in a human like form. We've all experienced these GPT models, right? They are trained on data and develop responses to user inputs based on billions of parameters learned during the training process. Ultimately, it's the democratization of this technology that has led to this widespread use and development as we've seen it today. To the thousands of plugins and use cases and applications that leverage the power of generative AI. AI is poised to transform commerce as we know it. It, in fact, is revolutionizing our entire world, and why we're all excited about the opportunities it brings. We're all excited about the opportunities it brings. I would argue that also the world is not necessarily quite ready for it yet. So, where do we start? AI will require new skills that employers need to train their employees in. You've obviously all started probably to witness that. Our role as leaders is to equip our teams, our STAMs, our employees, our staff with the skills they need to harness this power as we look for growth in our organization, to clear bandwidth, to allow people to do more creative work. Just look at the potential of early use cases that will act as super tools for companies, from knowledge distribution, collaboration, and acceleration of projects, of full-fledged AI-powered marketing tools to allow for hyper-personalized content delivered in real time at scale. The possibilities really are limitless, but they don't come without pitfalls. First, if you think about it, the space is ungoverned and loosely regulated, we are now living in a world where we need to question who is actually speaking to us. Who are we talking to? Is it a person, or I don't know how many of you sometimes would open up a website, start talking, and then would ask the questions I do. I would say, are you a machine or are you a person? Second, if we want to use AI responsibly, we must address the risks and ethical concerns associated with it. This includes data veracity, the story of fake information and eliminating deep fakes, promoting transparency, safeguarding privacy, and mitigating threats. I don't know if you guys know this, but fraud is growing 4 times the speed of e-commerce globally, which is quite frightening. We must also remove biases in Gen AI. And if we don't, this can lead to unfair discriminatory outcomes, ranging from perpetuating stereotypes, whether it's across gender, race, or other factors, reinforcing harmful narratives, and we're seeing this around us in media today, or creating unequal representation of facts, of stories. And that's unfair to many groups. The reality is we can only move forward. And we need to, once again, leverage breakthrough technology to redefine how we use AI to its optimal potential in a secure and ethical manner. A case in point is cybersecurity, where we've long used AI actually to identify phishing attacks, to boost network security, automate threat response, detect malware, improve authentication processes, prevent cyber threats, and design and deliver cybersecurity trainings. Maybe I'll just go back one more. I would say, in this context, the UAE has been a leader in this space. It's really been at the forefront of countries that have realized immense potential for AI. And we're probably blessed to be living here in this place specifically, especially in this country where AI is spearheading innovation, and the country in itself is really supportive and probably one of the very first around the world to actually have nominated a minister of AI. With its visionary mindset and eagerness to embrace cutting edge technologies, it has evolved into a leading innovation hub. And I think we're all feeling it around this room. We're all feeling it in our day to day business and our conversations and our boardroom engagements. A prime example I would like to highlight is MasterCard's collaboration with the UAE Prime Minister's office to launch the Center of Advanced AI and Cybersecurity earlier this year in UAE. This project aims to enable AI capabilities and readiness in the region and usher in a new era of transformative technologies. Drawing on our technical knowledge and expertise, the initiative supports the UAE National Strategy for Artificial Intelligence 2031 that seeks to position the country as a global leader in AI. So, what does the future hold? In the era of AI, entities with data and good data security, I think they will do great. Financial institutions, government, telcos, they will prosper. They will be at greater advantage, obviously, to leverage proprietary data and to change how we consume their services. Meanwhile, fintech companies will continue to play a key role in driving the transformation. In a study we've ran last year, identified AI and data analytics as the top technologies in driving the growth of the fintech industry in the region. This technology will ultimately allow fintechs to do more with less and actually bring down the cost of innovation and enhance customer experience. Partnerships that build on complementary strengths of fintech and large players to take their offerings to the next to new heights is the way forward. I think the biggest missing components, however, will be trust, because with more AI, with more intelligence, artificial intelligence, I think trust will become a big question mark. So, what's next for AI? We all know that AI means artificial intelligence, but it could just as easily stand for achievements inspired, or action immediate, or amplified impact, or countless other positive things. But let's not forget that can also mean actual intelligence. We all possess that, and it will not be AI that replaces our jobs, but rather those who know how to use AI. I implore you to be curious and be bold. It is up to us to harness AI's transformative power to secure and build an inclusive and more dynamic future of commerce. So, before I wrap up, maybe there are 3 key takeaways I would like to leave with you as I think about the next economy or what's ahead of us with the arrival of AI, let's just say. The first is widespread integration. That will have an impact on almost all business functions. Nothing will be left undisrupted. AI tools will become commonplace in your organization. You have to get used to that, regardless of industry, regardless of function. Think of labor intensive tasks that your legal department does or your HR organizations they do, parsing through large amounts of data, having to read so many resumes or look for, especially in the legal domain, parse through so many precedents. That would be done by AI. Luckily, your staff will instead spend their time validating, consulting, collaborating, strategizing, really getting creative, making way for smarter, faster experiences, faster results, and better outcomes. The second is bespoke AI. We will move from application based experiences to specialized and maybe smaller GPTs. Companies will build smaller scale AIs and they will be specialized to do a very unique and specific function, very specific task, and it will do it very well and connect it to other large language model platforms. Think of this as the App Store to enhance the capabilities of your iPhone. But instead of apps, it's GPTs, and instead of iOS, it's the underlying operating system. It's OpenAI, and instead of the iPhone as the hardware, it's smart glass or even it's smart pins. Last but not least, we have differentiation. With digital economy transforming the way we do business, it was fintech that surged as a response to help large institutions move into digital experiences. They are more agile and can design niche solutions and go to market with better speed or higher speed. Partnering with large banks or large institutions allows them to reach scale and expand to multiple markets. So, data differentiation and possibly data partnerships will also become a new way of differentiating. And finally, my personal favorite, which is not on the screen, is trust. Trust will become even more important in the age of AI. Understanding who you're dealing with, how they can be verified, and probably the tokenization of identity as a result would be, in my mind, a very important thing to think about as we manage and navigate this very interesting future going forward. With these notes, I wish you a wonderful day ahead. Thank you for having me, and